What's up, DFS players? We are going through the best player props on PrizePicks. So I didn't have a video yesterday on Thursday, but we went 2 for 3 on Wednesday, which puts us at 16 out of 18 of our last PrizePicks YouTube entries that I've given out. So hopefully you've been able to tail some of them. But regardless, let's get into the best picks for today. So as a quick recap, I know I do this kind of every video, but it still shocks me how this platform works, is essentially PrizePicks. They have fixed payouts depending on how many picks are in your entry. So any 2-pick entry, it doesn't matter what you select, overs or unders, you're getting 20 to win 60. That's just plus 200 odds. 20 to win 40 in profit plus your $20 stake back. So it's not 20 to win 60 in profit, which is a bit misleading. It's 20 to win 40 in profit. So we've gone through the math in other videos I'll link to in the end screen. But essentially what that means is you have to win 57.74% of your player props on PrizePicks to break even. So if you're winning your props 60% of the time on PrizePicks, you're super profitable. If you're winning them 53% of the time, you're going to go broke on PrizePicks. So essentially, PrizePicks is giving you implied odds on all of your picks of minus 137 odds. So anyways, you can use a bunch of tools on OddsJam to kind of find good player props, right? So one tool we talk about sometimes is the middle betting tool. So what this tool shows you, if we just zoom out a bit and you look at middles right here, it's just one of the many betting tools, is this will show you where are sportsbooks even setting the line at different levels. For example, maybe one sportsbook is setting the line for, whatever, Justin Verlander, over under 4.5 strikeouts. Another sportsbook has it at 6.5, right? So you want to be able to see these line discrepancies. Where are sportsbooks setting these totals and these props at different levels? So we can see an example right here, and I'll go through a few in this video, but it's Adam Wainwright over under, 5 versus 5.5 strikeouts. This is a middle opportunity, right? So you can see FanDuel has it set at 5.5. PrizePicks has the line set at 5. So you can also use, kind of other tools on OddsJam. There's a bunch. The positive EV betting tool will just show you mathematically profitable sports bets, as well as PrizePicks, entries. So we can see the top one available with a really high profit margin is Patrick Wisdom over 1.5 bases. So if you take a look at the odds, it should be pretty clear that we're getting ridiculous value on this player prop. Right? No other sportsbook is even giving us better than plus 115, which is basically just what OddsJam shows you, right? It just shows you these line discrepancies in where you're getting, above average market rate prices, right? When we're getting plus 155 and every other sportsbook is only giving us around, minus 105 to plus 115, that's probably a bet we want to look into, right? That's a lot of value that we're getting on FanDuel, so maybe this is a good betting opportunity. But anyways, the first pick I think is very interesting is Charlie Morton from the middles tool. Is Charlie Morton over 5.5 strikeouts on PrizePicks? And the second one I think is interesting as well is Tyler Anderson over 4.5 strikeouts. So again, what you can kind of see here is all the sports books are setting Tyler Anderson's strikeout line at over under 5.5. PrizePicks has it at 4.5. And FanDuel has these alternate markets. So if you look at FanDuel, they have these alternate strikeout markets. And you can see they have, Tyler Anderson 3+ strikeouts, 4+ strikeouts, 5+ strikeouts. So what's pretty interesting is, FanDuel offers these alternate markets. So 5+ strikeouts is the exact same thing as over 4.5 strikeouts. So basically, if we created, on PrizePicks, Charlie Morton over 5.5 strikeouts, and then we also took, what was the second one? Tyler Anderson over 5.5, and then Tyler Anderson and Charlie Morton. So in Tyler Anderson over 4.5, so wrong Tyler Anderson over 4.5, right? On PrizePicks, we're getting plus 200 odds, right? 20 to win 40 in profit. FanDuel, for this parlay, they're not even giving you plus money, which is pretty wild, right? You're getting minus 102. This is the exact same thing. Charlie Morton 6+ strikeouts is identical to Charlie Morton over 5.5 strikeouts, right? And it doesn't matter on PrizePicks, right? Which is so crazy about the platform because the over and the under aren't equally likely to hit. So it's crazy that the payouts don't change depending on which pick you're selecting. But regardless, like you know, we're getting plus 200 odds on this PrizePicks, entry, which is essentially just a 2-leg parlay. And FanDuel, for this exact same parlay, isn't even giving us plus 100 odds. And on PrizePicks, we're getting plus 200 odds, right? So this is a wild parlay that you can take advantage of on on PrizePicks. So we're just looking for line discrepancies, because PrizePicks is giving us the implied price of minus 137. What we can do is we can look ruthlessly at where are sportsbooks setting the lines and where are we getting a ton of value to the sportsbooks, which are sharper betting markets. They're more efficient betting markets, right? So FanDuel's pricing something at minus 210 or even better, minus 310, and we're able to pick it up on PrizePicks in our entry at the implied price of minus 137. Like, that is ridiculous, right? Absolutely ridiculous. So we can see if any other sportsbooks have posted odds. It looks like for this game, it's literally just FanDuel and PrizePicks. So you can see FanDuel, they have the over 6.5 strikeouts juiced towards the over. And on PrizePicks, we can get over 5.5 in our entry, a full strikeout lower, which is incredible, right? So you definitely wouldn't want to take the under when you definitely wouldn't want to include Charlie Morton under 5.5 strikeouts in your PrizePicks entry when you could go to FanDuel and bet the under 6.5 at plus money, right? So this is a ridiculous, PrizePicks entry. We're getting plus 200 odds. FanDuel is giving us minus 105. You can see it's kind of ticking around as we speak. So I'm going to go ahead and hammer it. And that's my first pick of today. Now, this Adam Wainwright one is pretty interesting too. Also from the middle betting tool, as you saw earlier. So we're just using the betting tools on OddsJam, data-driven, no fluff, no BS, to find sharp PrizePicks player props. Like you can see they have the over 5.5 strikeouts for Wainwright juiced towards the over, and we can get over 5 in our entry, which is half a strikeout lower, which is, of course, better. And again, if you have questions about PrizePicks, their payouts, you can comment them below. You can book a call with us. We have a ton of sports betting experts. I love sports betting. I love DFS. And, I love my job, right? It's just creating content, helping people make money, sports betting and playing DFS. So any questions you have, comment them below. But, here we can see FanDuel's pricing the over 4.5 at minus 350. They're pricing the over 5.5 at minus 154, right? So these are big jumps. When the distribution is centered around a number that's low, the probability that Wainwright gets exactly 5 strikeouts is pretty high, right? So going from over 4.5 to over 5.5 are big jumps. So being able to pick up this additional value, like in this Charlie Morton one, right? This is incredible on PrizePicks, being able to get it over 5.5, because the jump from over 5.5 strikeouts to over 6.5 strikeouts is very big, right? Very big. So, you can kind of pick different combinations of this. So I guess we're rolling with the overs today. We're rolling with the overs for Morton. We're rolling with the overs for Wainwright. And we're rolling with the overs for Tyler Anderson, where PrizePicks is a whole strikeout lower than the rest of the betting market, because it seems like a bunch of sportsbooks have already posted odds. So what we can do is we can go back here, and then we want Morton over 5.5. We want Wainwright over 5. And then we want, who is the final dude? So we want, what did I do? So we want what am I doing? So we want Wainwright over 5. We want Morton and Anderson. We want all their overs, all sharp data-driven picks, right? Like FanDuel's literally at minus 105 for this, and we got it plus 200 on PrizePicks, and it seems like there's some pretty good value as well, right, in this Wainwright prop. Like if you assume, kind of the midpoint, maybe minus 250 is what FanDuel would be pricing Adam Wainwright over 5 strikeouts at. But FanDuel only sets it in half, increments. So whereas on PrizePicks, you could push for this, right? If he has exactly 5 strikeouts, we'll push on PrizePicks, and our 3-pick entry will become a 2-pick entry. So we're essentially double dipping on Charlie Morton, Tyler Anderson, because PrizePicks caps maximum MLB entries at $500. So I can't bet more on it. Oh, I don't want flex play. So I'm going to cancel this. And then what I want to do, so let's make sure that canceled successfully. So 250 refunded, 250. I want a power play. So we want to go to Anderson again, and then we want to go to Morton, and we want to go to Wainwright, and take some combination, and you can kind of pick. If you have obviously opinions about specific games, I solely stick to the math, so I want to switch this to power play. So now I'm getting plus 400 odds, which is an implied price slightly worse than the minus 137, but obviously still very good for all these props, taking all the overs. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this in for 250. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, Prize Pick strategy, how to make money on Prize Picks. Let's make some money on Prize